Hello and welcome. This is a character profile video for the class Corsair. And what you're going to see is all of her skills, the top 8 PvP and PVE skills I recommend, her enhancements, her player card, and a gameplay video just to show you what she can do. So without further ado, let's go ahead and show you Corsair. Here we go. Okay, here is all of her skills, and the first thing I'd like to call your attention to is if this is the first time you're seeing this slide or my video, I'll briefly introduce the interface. On the left is all of her skills. The next column is charges, how many times you can use it. The next one is hits, how many times it will hit the opponent or the creature. The next one is damage percentage of player versus enemy, and the next one is damage percentage of player versus player, and then of course the specials that go along with the skills. There's something new for Corsair that I think Nova is the only other one that has it, and that is a very long explanation of something they just gave the character. So for her, it is a passive skill called Plunder, and all the details are below, so feel free to take a look. But I'm also going to go into more detail for the PvP people about recommendations on what they should use and what they can and can't use in the world of super armor. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to player versus enemy skills, and we'll show you what that's all about. Here we go. Okay, so what I've done here is I took all of her skills and I've organized it by the column of damage versus PVE. So that's the enemy monsters or any creature out there in the world that isn't connected to a real player. And I've organized it by highest damage percentage going down. And we can only take 8 skills into a fight. So I've highlighted the top 8 according to damage from top to bottom. And as you can see at the very top is Soaring Wave. Very hard hitting, but again, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. I want to talk about the PvP. So if you're out there just farming and fighting mobs, consider adding Soaring Wave and then Wave Slasher and Judgment of the Sea, your top 3 out of 8. And then see if the other ones, I mean, there's only 2 other skills, Tumultuous Wave and Whirling Waters, that you might mix into your rotation if you wanted to. And of course, maybe a heal to keep her healed up, which is Captain's Orders. So, your choice, but these are the ones I recommend when you're out there farming and you want to hit hard. So, without further ado, let's get into PvP skills. Here we go. Alright, welcome to the PvP, section of the video. So, first things first, I'm just going to cut right to it. This is organized according to highest damage percentage going down. As you probably have noticed, some of the things that you might have wanted to use don't actually happen in the arena. That is the skills highlighted in red. So, Judgment of the Sea, the super armor won't work. Ferocious Wave, the forward guard won't work, and the Descending Tide, the super armor doesn't work. What I did do is I highlighted in gold the super armor that does work. So Flying Wave, Pirate Tricks, and Riding Waves. So what I suggest is these are your openers. You can choose whichever one you like because each of them has the super armor. And then in your rotation of skills, I would strongly recommend, since a lot of them have knockdown or some sort of immobilization, after using an opener like Flying Wave or Pirate Tricks, hit them with the hard one, Soaring Wave. It's your hardest hitting damage skill, and it inflicts knock up on hit. So quite honestly, this character is a juggler and meant to bounce the person up in the air. And I mean, there's one of them in there that it's like a distance skill and bounces them up again. So once again, I wanted to say Flying Wave, Pirate Tricks, and Riding Waves. These are your openers. so that you're protected. Get in something hard hitting after that, and then in the rotation follow it up with more super armor, and you really will be a very strong force. This character has a lot of skills, but she's specific. You have to play her in a specific way and then customize her once you get comfortable with her. So it's not a just stand, press a button, and you'll win the fight. Alright, so let's go ahead and show you what I mean, which is her enhancements. So I'll see you there. Alright, welcome to the enhancement slide. So this is very special. First of all, introducing the interface. On the far left are all her skills. On the far right is the branch damage, or branches that they're connected to, some of those skills. The first column in the center, second, and fourth are enhancements that do something for you, unless I ran out of space and it's obvious that, you know, I put it somewhere else. The third column I try to dedicate to things that happen to your opponent or your creature that you're fighting. So I'm a little excited, so I want to get right to it and tell you what makes this enhancement screen so special. I have outlined on the far left in red the 3 skills that have something special about them. If you recall, just a second ago I told you about your openers of Flying Wave, Pirate Tricks, and Riding Waves. Well, get this. Riding Waves, if you level that up to 3 and unlock it, then the Riding Waves, where it grants you super armor and inflicts stays on hit, now has you can't grab. I mean, your opponent can't grab you. I mean, that's the first thing. If this was my main character, that's the first thing I'd focus on, is getting up to level 3 so I can unlock that that part of Riding Waves so my opponent can't grab me. I mean, I got the super armor, but not being able to be grabbed is really worth going for. So the other one that's in red, Tumultuous Waves, I believe I highlighted that in red because even though looking at the damage, it's not one of the 8 that I recommended. It's at 322%. However, if you put it in your rotation, what makes this highlighted in red is look at that skill cooldown on the far right. It goes from 6 seconds to 4 seconds. That's gotta be up there with the quickest cooldown I've seen on skill. So that's pretty fast. So consider that. I'm not telling you to use it, but I wanted you to see it and be aware that 4 seconds happens pretty fast when you're in a fight. And the last one, which is Captain's Orders, what makes that one special is basically it's a typing issue with Pearl Abyss when they put the description in. The very first one where it says incoming Black Spirit skill damage by 2%, there's more to it. But I couldn't read it. If you can read it or find out how the rest of that sentence goes, be my guest. But I wanted you to be aware that it was cut off. I couldn't read the rest of that description. So this is the enhancement slide. Take a moment to look at everything that she has, but know that what they were trying to do for this character is make all her skills cool down quicker, give her much more attack and defense, add on special skills on top of what you already have. Oh, and I should probably point out Ferocious Wave, which is not one of the openers that I recommended, but yet does hit pretty hard at 608%. You automatically get a super armor, so you change that forward guard into super armor. However, it can't be used in arena, so that would probably be of interest to you if you're doing a guild versus guild battle out in the open on the map. You could be like, hey, super armor, it doesn't apply in arena, but nothing's saying it couldn't work out here in the map. So wanted to call your attention to that and be aware of it. And with that, we're going to go to the player card. and I'll tell you how that works. I'll see you there. Welcome to the player card. So, real briefly, I created this. It's like a baseball card. It is the summation of every slide that you've seen previous, all on one card. I wanted you, if you're familiar with my player character videos, you could just skip right to the player card, check her out if you press for time. Otherwise, you could take your time and look through all the slides coming up to this point. Introducing it, at the very top is the top 8 PVE and PVP skills I recommended, and to the right of it is something new. I call it immobilization, and very obviously Pearl Abyss has given her every skill that she has of note has an immobilization in it. That is right up there with rare. You know, not every one of these guys have this gift of immobilization for everything that they do. I think I've seen a few, but this is great. So below it is the skills that I've already showed you, along with the passive skill that's at the bottom and her enhancements. And very bottom, if you're wondering, this guy's been talking about forward guard and super armor and I just don't know what it means, I give you the definition. And if you're just listening to this, I'm going to read it to you. Forward guard means incoming damage will either be 0 or heavily reduced. So that's why people love forward guard so much when they fight other players. Super armor, this means that incoming damage will be reduced, and effects that immobilize you, like stun, knockdown, freeze, etc., will not happen for a duration of time. This is also why in the rotation of skills, when a player fights another player, they try to line up all their skills with super armor so that you can't knock them down. They could just keep coming at you. So take a moment, look at the player card, and when you're ready, let's go ahead and show you the gameplay footage that we have for Corsair. I'll see you then. Welcome to the gameplay video. So before we begin, let's show you where we're at. We're over here in Balanos, and we're over at Kron Castle entrance, and we're here because their CP is 2,519 and ours is 11,250. Just, it's a gameplay video. We know she's gonna own them, so let's have some fun. So got a auto path that I always choose, so we're gonna just go ahead and click on that, and she's gonna fight for about 3 minutes, and then we'll head to town and I'll give my outro. So without further ado, I'm just gonna be quiet here and allow you to enjoy her fighting. Here we go. Okay, let's head back to town. Hope you enjoyed that gameplay video. I really liked when the mermaid speaks up, when she changes. That's quite a different voice from high to low. So let me take this moment to say thank you very much for enjoying this video. If you like my videos, please feel free to subscribe, like, feel free to send a comment. But until then, thank you once again, and you have yourself a wonderful day. Take care. Bye now.